so many buttons to press. Too many buttons, maybe. Not enough buttons, could be. Who knows? Turn that just a little bit. Okay. Hello, everyone out there. If you're loving it, we are going to go on 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's rock. The live recording is now running. We are live on TikToks and the YouTubes. Just amazing. Can I get applause? Thank you. That was very nice of you. Cheers. Right, let's jump into some news, because that is what we're all here for, isn't it? The old news. So much going on in Britain at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. Half the nation, I'm sure, just doesn't know where they stand anymore. Keir Starmer keeps U-turning on everything he does, and it's exhausting, frankly. Everything he says, like 2 days later, he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that now. Just absolutely exhausting. But I mean, it makes for good entertainment, I guess. That's probably the best thing about Keir Starmer. He woke a lot of people up to how corrupt the government is, and he entertains people through being just a buffoon, really, just a moron. So here we go. And our first story is on Keir Starmer, actually. So that's a fantastic turn of events here. Keir Starmer defends blocking Andy Burnham from running to be an MP. Why has he done this? Well, I'm sure we all know why he's done this. It's because he's scared. He's scared that he's going to get thrown out onto his ass like he deserves. But let's see what he says. Let's see what his reason is. He said, and I quote, "Mr. Burnham is doing a great job locally. A parliamentary bid could divert resources from Labour's campaigns in May's local elections." Bollocks. Absolute nonsense. He's shit scared that somebody else is going to come along that's so much better than him, and his own party is going to turn against him and vote him out. There's no other reason than that. He is just a lying little crab man, just a little midge. You know them little midges that you just really fucking find annoying? He's like one of those that just won't go away. Foreign criminals offered free hotel stays, mental health support, and help setting up businesses under Labour's return deals. So Labour are going to pay for people that we're sending back to set up their own businesses in their own country. Fantastic. That's more reason for more immigrants to come to the UK. I'd do that, you know. If somebody said there's a country, you know, you can go to, break into it illegally, you ain't got to pay a fee to get into the country or anything like that. But what they'll do is, because they want you to leave, they'll pay for you to come back home and set up your own business. Hell yeah, I am going there. So deported migrants, some of whom could be foreign criminals, are to be offered free holiday stays, mental health support, and even help finding a job or setting up a business after they have been deported to their own countries. Amazing. We are the only country stupid enough to do this, and we're paying for it, you know. Make no mistake. This is coming out of your taxes. This is coming out of the money that should have gone to your sons, your daughters, your grandparents as well for their pensions. All of that is going abroad to help other people set up businesses in their own countries that will probably be competitors of British companies in the near future. So it's a lose-lose all the way around. It's just absolutely amazing. Britain is discreetly bringing back Islamic State brides from Syria. Okay, this sounds interesting. Britain has quietly brought back several women linked to Islamic State, along with their children, from detention camps in Syria, according to senior official. The so-called ISIS brides have been held in facilities run by the Kurdish-led Syrian Demographic Forces, the same camps where Shamima Begum remains detained. For God's sake. You know what this means, don't you? Shamima Begum is going to be coming back to Britain. They're going to let her back in after all this time. How old is she now? She's got to be like 30 now, I think. I can remember her going to Syria and joining ISIS when I was like 14 or 15 or something. And I just thought, you absolute idiot. Even at that age, I knew she was a moron, you know? But, you know, at that age, I don't think it's wrong to say that people make mistakes when they're 15 years old. There's a difference. So you make mistakes like sneaking out to go to a party. You make mistakes like having a few too many beers on a night out, you know? You don't make mistakes like going to Syria and joining ISIS. Only the true morons do that. Jesus. But there you go. I mean, this is Britain. We are absolutely a joke country right now. So if you don't laugh about it, you're going to cry about it. I've made my choice, people. I am laughing my head off at all of this. Absolutely amazing. Breaking. Rupert Lowe says legal migration, much bigger threat than illegal. Yeah, I mean, we've known this for a long, long time, but I think Rupert Lowe is just the man now that's just going to be honest, just throw truth bombs out there, just left, right, and centre. He's probably the only politician that I would trust to get a straightforward answer from, which is a sad state of affairs. It really is. And I'm interested to see what he's going to be doing in Advance. I believe he's joining Advance, or he's setting up his own party, isn't he? So it's so frustrating. We need to unite the right. We really do, big time. But while there's like coming on 3 different parties now, 4 if you can count Conservatives, which I don't. I don't think anyone should ever vote for them again. We want brand new parties. We want brand new politicians. We don't want any of the same slop that we've had before. We want all new, all shiny new politicians. Okay, Labour's tax terror drives Britain into fresh economic slump. Businesses braced for carnage. That does not sound good, does it? It does not sound good at all, peeps. So we've got firms predict activity plunging 20% in the next 3 months, with hospitality facing a devastating 38% collapse in high streets, a 37% sales bloodbath. All thanks to Reeves' savage national insurance hikes and wage bombs. Yeah, she's an economist that has no idea about any economics at all. I have never seen anyone so ill prepared for a job in my life. I mean, I used to be an electrical engineer, and even I had some people come on site that you thought to yourself, you don't really know what you're doing, do you? But you know, you sort of fish them out straight away and you just sort of send them on their way. Why have we not done that with Rachel Reeves? Why can she just continue to do an absolutely shite job and just absolutely drag this country into the ground? Why is she allowed to do that? How is she allowed to do that? It's such a sad state of affairs. But again, laugh or cry about it. You know, I'm laughing my ass off because there's only one way this is going, and it's not up, put it that way. Labour insiders say there will be a civil war now. A number of government ministers are furious. Keir Starmer blocked Andy Burnham standing in as an MP. The public want us to act. We have to do something. Expect big fights on the horizon. Well, again, this is nothing new. there's been in-party fighting for quite a while. They don't trust Keir Starmer to actually do anything, and so they vote against him with every kind of rule or legislation that he makes. It's pathetic, and he's so much of a weakling that he can't get his people in order. You know, he just lets them get away with it, and just makes himself look like a buffoon. It's 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 funny to watch. I'll give it that. You know, just watching him absolutely make an ass of himself daily. But it's got consequences, and it's costing British people right now a lot of money, which obviously is, again, it's just depressing. But you got to have a laugh about it, to be honest. For those that move to the south, please say the following statement 25 times. This is in America, by the way. We do not call the cops on kids doing donuts in empty parking lots. Yes, I absolutely agree with this, particularly in Britain, because let's face it, what do these kids have to do now? What do they don't have social centers, they don't have social clubs, they don't have young bars or anything like that anymore, you know, like they used to have in my day. They have nothing. And if one of them gets hold of a car, somebody I don't know, 18, just passed their test or anything, and he's got a few mates that are 15 and 14, and they take it down an industrial estate somewhere and rag it up and down and piss about with it, do some donuts and stuff. Just let them get on with it, for God's sake. They're not hurting anyone. They might crash, they might hurt themselves, but that's all part of learning as well, isn't it, for God's sake? I did that when I first passed my test. Me and a few friends of mine, we went down to an industrial estate, obviously on a weekend, so no one was there. It was just a dead industrial estate. Basically, you're just surrounded by concrete, and we were ragging the hell out of my car. It was so much fun, and this was when the Fanimals were about. If you don't know what a Fanimal was, it was like a rubber toy for pepperonis, and it was in the shape of a pepperoni, and and when you hit it, it would say like "ow" and stuff, and it was really cool. It was a really good toy. So we were ragging it up and down this industrial estate, and then throwing this Fanimal, this pepperoni sort of toy, against the windshield. And if you were driving that car and you saw this great splodge of brown just land on your windscreen and go, ow! It was really funny. It was really, really good. A good memory there from my youth that I have now. But if there'd have been as many wet wipes, as many lefty people when I was that age, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. You know, I wouldn't have that memory now to look back on and enjoy. And that is one of the problems with the youth of today. They do not have they can't do anything without somebody complaining. They can't do anything without somebody calling the police. They just basically can't do anything. There's nothing for them here. The reason Iranian protesters are burning mosques is not blind hatred. We are not Palestinians. It has a concrete, practical reason, and there's a very important lesson in it for the West. These mosques, where are we? Hang on a sec. Sorry about this. I've opened it and my laptop just took me right to the bottom. So this is from an Iranian woman. If you don't know what's going on in Iran at the moment, you should definitely look into that. Look into some of my past videos. I've spoken about it extensively. So these mosques house armories for the Basij militias. They function as headquarters for repression and temporary detention centers for protesters. Protesters burn these structures as a strategic step to weaken the regime's local oppression forces. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as what's going on in Britain at the moment. There's been quite a few mosques that have been outed as building MMA kind of like fighting centers and stuff. I know of one that built an MMA fighting center in the basement. But what they're doing is they're just training Muslims for the day that they want to enact caliphate, that they want to overthrow the government or just force Sharia law on people. And that's kind of what they're doing at the moment. The British need to kind of get together, form communities, and get in the gym, basically. There are quite a few of us doing it, which is a good thing, and there are more and more people doing it, which is good to see. Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm back in the gym. It's fantastic. I encourage yourselves to get in the gym as well. Female empowerment classes now available in the UK in mosques. So we're back into mosques again now. And what it is they are teaching women where to look while they walk down the street with their hijab or burqa on. And there's even lines for their gaze, where their gaze is going. And if they look up, that's no, that's not allowed. If you're a woman, you cannot look up in your burqa or hijab. Thanks, by the way. Nice one. Nescafe Azera. Bro, you are not in the gym. You look as strong as you sound smart. Yeah, you might want to try grammar in there. You do look quite ditzy as well. I genuinely feel bad for you, actually. But if this stream isn't for you, then please do fuck off. Enjoy. Substantiate that opinion for me, little bro. And one, I'm not your bro, and two, I don't talk to lefties. Please do fuck off, twat. So yeah, the first girl, she's looking up. She's looking basically where you would be looking if you were any normal person. No, that's not allowed. The second is looking down slightly like that. No, that's not allowed. The third is looking directly down right at her feet. That's what they want. That's what the imams want. That's what they want to train you to do in mosques. Isn't that fantastic? Brilliant. I love it. For the person in my TikTok saying, you don't substantiate an opinion, means do you? Watch for previous videos if you're really that interested. I don't go through the same things over and over again. So if you want me to go into these opinions further, then it's up to you to look up my videos. Good luck. Sunday night in A&E, and this is sent in by a nurse. I've just been sent this follow-up claiming to be a senior nurse but wishing to stay anonymous. So there is a lot of NDAs and things like that in the NHS. I know quite a few people that work in the NHS, and they all say the same thing. You can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say near enough anything, because you'll be just gone. You'll lose your job straight away. So this woman obviously doesn't want to be outed as letting the general public know what is going on. But what she's saying is that the NHS, the hospital where she works, the nurses are at their wits' end, having to treat patients in hallways as they just don't have the space. So there we go. We've got more invaders coming into the country. We don't have the infrastructure for that, and so it all falls apart. I mean, it's not that difficult to get a grasp on, is it? If you've got a hospital built for, I don't know, 15,000 people, and then you've got 30,000 people that have just moved to the local area, not really going to work, is it? I do know of a statistic, actually, and this was true. I found out about this like 5 years ago, let's say, probably longer than that. And it's the rest of Europe has a policy where they have, I think it's 15 beds for every 1,000 people that they have in a local community. So in your local town, in your local city, for every 1,000 people that there are in your local area, they have 15 beds for every 1,000 people. In Britain, it's 5. 5 beds for every 1,000 people. And that was, like I said, that was quite a few years ago. That was about 8 years ago. So I would imagine now it's less than that. I can absolutely see why hospitals, why, just why these places are all falling apart. They weren't built to accommodate that many people. And because there's so many people in Britain now, there's so many people coming here. We basically have to. Well, we don't have to, but our government chooses to. So Zach Polanski has been videoed partying at a gay bar in London. Yeah, I don't give a crap about that. Fair play to him. If he wants to go out to a gay bar and have a good time, then that's fine. What I would say to Zach Polanski, though, is do take a look at who you're keeping as your MPs in your party, because those people will turn on you at the drop of a hat, genuinely. Zach Polanski, if he ever gets in power, all of his MPs will turn on him like that, instantly. Guarantee it. But then, I mean, if you're dumb enough to vote for the Green Party anyway, then it's probably what you deserve, to be honest. Because the Green Party, like your party, are absolute jokes. Just an absolute shit show of a political party. It's one of those sort of train wreck moments where you can't look away. You just sort of, you have to watch it. You can't look at anything else. And if they ever get into power, that is exactly what it's going to be. I'm just going to grab my popcorn and just, enjoy the show. Soon after that, if they ever do get into power, by the way, I will be leaving Britain. Because it's really not going to end well. So we have another ginger converts to Islam, and she says that the LGBT community has always been part of the Ummah. You cannot be Muslim and homophobic. My God, woman. You've got a lot of learning to do. You've got a lot of growing up to do. And if you've converted to Islam, you can't leave now. To leave Islam, the punishment is death. That is absolutely 100% true. If you don't believe me, look it up. So she cannot leave Islam now. She's LGBT and she's now Muslim. What a fucking idiot. Oh, it's so funny. Bless her. She's going to have a hard life from now on. Bless her. Right now in London, UK, immigrants versus other immigrants versus more immigrants versus police. So you've got the Kurdish, Syrian and Iranian people involved as London kicks off against again and police get involved. So you've just got an absolute shit show there. 4 different groups of people all just going at each other. And the police, as we know, well, if you watch my show often, then you'll know that we have a recruitment crisis in Britain for the military, for police officers. We are losing police officers and military personnel. I know that the military is 1,000 per month, I think it is. I'm not sure about the police. I haven't looked that up yet. But yeah, basically, we are losing our armed forces and our police. No one wants to do it. And the reason for that is that the police are just arseholes these days. They don't actually police. All they do is dish out fines and harass people. Who the hell wants that job? You know? It's worse these days. It's worse than being a what do you call it? A traffic warden, a parking attendant, dishing out tickets and that. They used to be the most hated people probably in Britain. Just a job that no one wants to do. But now that's the police, because they're just a joke in this country. There you go. So there is a rape every 54 minutes in London in 2025. every 54 minutes, a rape is reported in London in 2025. That is incredible. That is just disgusting, frankly. But there's a list. I'll put this up on my X account if you want to look it up. I shall do that after this live stream. But yeah, there was 474 in Croydon, 467 in Southwark, 465 in Newham, 460 in Tower Hamlets, 437 in Westminster, and it just goes on and on. Sadiq Khan saying that London is like the safest city in the world and it's the best city in the world. Absolute nonsense. If you believe that, again, you should probably check yourself into a hospital because your IQ is probably low down there, to be frank. Okay. A Northamptonshire police spokesperson said Arif Ali Rafiq, a British-born Asian man of Harleston Road, has been charged with attempted arson and intent to endanger life. So once again, just a Muslim guy just running about like crazy, just endangering lives. It's nothing out of the ordinary now. It's how it is. Australians arrested for flying Australia flag. So it looks as if Australia are going down the same path as Britain right now, just arresting anyone that's patriotic, arresting anyone that doesn't want to see their country go to shit. And they're just arresting them, taking them away, probably dish out a fine. Well done. The Australian police are just as shite as the British police by the looks of it. But that's how you're treated in Britain. So that's something that we've got in common with the Australians now. If you're patriotic, if you love your country, then you're fucked basically. Prepare for prison. Hello to Scars Gamer. Hello. I hope you're well. Ghost in the Hood. What's up, dickhead? No, it's Dick Payne. My name's Dick Payne. You've got that wrong there, unfortunately. You were close, but maybe try again. It's Dick Payne. So try again. Okay. So there's so basically people are rewriting history now and saying that Shakespeare was a black woman. No fucking wouldn't. One, he's a he, and two, he was white. And if you believe that she was a black woman, you're a fucking moron again. This is just, it's not even possible for that to be true. It's not even believable lies that they're pumping out now. That's not even believable to be true. It's ridiculous. But they'll teach kids this, and in a few years, Shakespeare will probably be a black woman by young adults' accounts, because they've suffered indoctrination in the schools, which is sad. But again, if you're a parent in Britain, you let this happen. So it's on you. There is a video circulating at the moment of a woman who's walking up to her Ring doorbell. She's just about to put the key into the keyhole to go into her house, and a Arab-looking man, an invader, follows her up to her house, and just as she turns around to look at him, he is about to pounce. You can see that moment where he's like that, where he's about to go forward, where he's about to lunge at her. You can literally see that in the video. He is about to do that. And luckily enough, she turned around at the perfect moment, saved her own life, probably didn't realize until she got inside and checked the camera that, how close she was to probably being abducted, to being dragged away and raped, to being murdered. Who knows these days? Britain is not a safe place. And it's sad but true, isn't it? Crowborough, a sleepy town in the countryside, has been turned upside down by the Home Secretary's decision to house illegal migrants in a nearby military base. Yes, if you don't know already, Crowborough has been protesting all weekend. They have been doing a fantastic job. Well done to them. I wish I could join you there, but it's very, very far for me to go, unfortunately. I'm not around that area. But if I was around that area, believe me, I would be out there with you. And if you are from Crowborough, I believe you have a responsibility to be out there with the people of Crowborough protesting. If you're not, don't complain when you realise that you have to live under Sharia law, or when you realise you've got no money because all your taxes are absolutely staggering. And if you don't believe me, just look at what's happening now. Good God, we're already going through it now. It's already happening. So if you're one of these people saying, no, it's not happening, no, it's never going to happen, it's already happening, you morons. Amazing. 7 UK police officers arrest another 88-year-old grandmother who can barely walk. Her crime? What was it? Have a guess. What was her crime? Her crime was being outside and voicing her opinion that Keir Starmer doesn't agree with. Again, this is nothing new. This happens regularly. But what's interesting is the way the police conduct themselves now. So if there's a group of people all chanting, all protesting, and they look a bit big, they look like they can protect themselves, they look like they can dish out a bit of punishment themselves, then the police won't touch them. They will leave them be. But an 88-year-old woman who is completely defenseless, my God, pick her up, throw her in the back of the van. Let's get that done, shall we? That is the mentality of the police now. It's utterly disgusting. Again, this is why no one wants to be a police officer, because they are just disgusting. It's absolutely true. They're just disgusting human beings. If you are a police officer, you're a prick. There you go. That's the truth of it. Okay, so Wales is looking to ban dogs in certain areas to combat racism. Now, which demographic of it is it that doesn't like dogs? See if you can tell me which demographic it is. You know, have a little think. Which demographic is it that doesn't like dogs? Muslims. Once again, it's the Islamization of Britain coming into practice. Wales announces plan to ban dogs in certain areas to combat racism. No, they're banning dogs in certain areas because the Muslims have said we don't like that, and the police have say, okay, we'll change that because we're weak and pathetic. That's how it works, literally. So again, if you love your dogs, if you've got dogs and you love them to death, those funny little buggers, just know that when Britain becomes an Islamic state, you can't have a dog. They will just take it off you and put it down, basically, and they will use any excuse under the sun to do that. So just expect that, you know, when the change happens. You can't make this up. The British government just passed laws criminalising offensive jokes in public. Tell a joke in a restaurant, a waiter feels offended, the venue must report you to the police. So again, you see, it all plays into what I've said again. There's so much evidence of this that it's just ridiculous that people still don't see it happening. So the police, they will take the easy... they'll take the easy offences. They'll take the easy people to harass, you know. So again, if there's somebody that says something a bit naughty in a pub, oh my God, you better be prepared to be dragged out of that pub and thrown in the back of a police car, especially if you're an old man or an old lady, you know. But if you go around with an angle grinder, cutting padlocks off of bikes that have been locked up and then selling them on to other people, you feel free to do so. That's not even illegal anymore, is it? If you steal cars for a living, good for you. All legal in Britain now. Fantastic. Yeah, so we love that. That's just fantastic. So the government are thinking and going to be voting this week or next week on prison for homeschooling your children in the UK. If you decide that you want to take your children out of school because the schools are unsafe now, they repeatedly have invaders go onto the school grounds. They repeatedly have children that will bring knives into school. You know, they've had quite a few actually bodies found in schools recently as well. I don't know how that happens. I don't know why that's come about. But it's true. I see quite a lot of reports on it. Schools that will go in to school Monday morning and there'll be a dead body somewhere in the school. Absolute mystery. But if you decide, no, I don't want my child being any part of that, I don't want them to have lockdown practices at school and go into lockdown, so I'd rather teach them at home, you can go to prison. You may as well book a cell right now is what you may as well do, because that's wrong, isn't it, Keir Starmer? A Turkish migrant has avoided jail after stabbing a man with a broken bottle in Bournemouth. Halil Dal, who required a taxpayer-funded translator during his trial, got a suspended sentence instead. Now, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? If you're foreign, don't worry about a thing. You can do as you like, and you'll get a suspended sentence. If you're famous, if you're a nonce, do as you like, you'll get a suspended sentence. No one cares, apparently. And that's where we're at in Britain, you know. We are literally the nonce capital of the Western world now. So much so that some foreigners have admitted that they come to Britain for nonce holidays. They'll come to Britain to abuse children and then go back home. That's how bad it is in Britain now. Again, if you think I'm lying, if you think I'm making this up, please do look it up. All of this stuff needs to be out there. All of this stuff needs to be spoken about, and all this stuff needs to be rectified. It's absolutely disgusting the way this country has gone. I'm so fed up of hearing people saying, "Oh, this country's going to the dogs. It's going downhill." No, it's not going downhill. It has gone downhill. This country cannot get any lower. You can't get any lower than nonces taking holidays in your country to touch your children. That is when a country has failed. When that happens, you know you don't have a country anymore. You have an airport that anyone can just get in and do as they like. And that's the state of Britain currently. It's fantastic, isn't it? Again, absolutely laugh or cry. There's not really a lot else that you can do about it. Otherwise, you get arrested. So laugh or cry. This is the reason that I chose not to have children. I'm 39 years old now, chosen not to have children because I knew. I saw this from a young age. I lived several different places growing up as well, and I saw it again and again and again. So again, for anyone out there that's saying, "Oh, you're lying. This is nonsense," blah blah blah. Wait until it comes to your city. Wait until it comes to your town. And with Operation Scatter now in full force, it's coming to you. It's coming right to you. There's no avoiding it now. If you're thinking, "I love where I live. It's got no invaders here." Oh, it will do soon. It really will do soon. Okay, Labour's Stalinist 15-minute cities takeover. Permits required to drive and visit granny as councils get DVLA powers to fine you into obedience. Yes, so it's not enough that you're that you're not allowed to protect yourself. You're paying for invaders to come here and do exactly what they want. It's not enough that all of that's going on. Now you're going to have to contend with 15-minute cities as well. Amazing. Where if you want to cross a boundary, just go to the other side of town. No, not without written permission from the police or your counsellor. Absolutely amazing. Just absolutely disgusting this country is. Okay, breaking. So apparently this is breaking now. The European Commission has launched an investigation into Elon Musk's XAI chatbot Grok over the production of explicit imagery. Another act of censorship in the EU in the name of safety. Yes, as if you watch my show often, then you'll know that Grok was actually 1% of explicit images created using chatbots. It's amazing. Number one was what's that one with the yellow ghost? I can't think of what it's called now. Snapchat. That was number one. That is where most AI generated explicit imagery is created, and it's all fine on there apparently. The real reason why they're going after X is because, of course, they don't like people going on X to get the truth, and that is the truth of it. That is exactly why they don't want you using X. Very sad, very sad. But again, if you let this happen, you let this happen. Okay, we have NHS Manchester has released a tender for enhanced primary care for asylum seekers. Contract value £675 million that you've paid for. That you have paid for. £675 million you've paid to look after asylum seekers. Well done, thank you. Let's give a cheer for that, and then let's give you an awesome. That's what we'll do. Awesome. Thank you to you for going out and working and paying for your replacement. Well done. Absolutely disgusting. I'm just scrolling through X at the moment. I did have some stories saved, but I've gone through them all, surprisingly. Missing children as well. That's something I'm seeing a lot more of these days. Missing children. I don't know where to start with that. I mean, we all know what it's going to be, don't we? It's the same as that woman that I was talking about earlier that narrowly escaped an immigrant lunging at her. And you know, if you're young and a woman, then they're going to see you as their property, basically. I'm just looking at a car meet in London where the police pull up to arrest some people or have a chat with them, and all of these people just set upon the police. Oh no, it's a fight. Sorry, there's a fight. The police go to intervene in a fight, and yeah, the police just get fucked over, really. Do you know what? I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see the police get their comeuppance every now and then. Genuinely am. They absolutely deserve it. And it is what it is, you know. I'm not the only one that's angry about the way the country's going. It's pretty clear that there are a lot of people out there, particularly young people at the minute, I think, that are getting pissed off about it. Yesterday, Essex police allowed an untaxed car to drive off after an undocumented male stuck his middle finger up at protesters. The car, which is 1 month overdue, was transporting foreign males into local areas such as Chelmsford and Braintree. buses also take them. So there you go. Once again, perfect example. A migrant sticks his fingers up at people that are protesting, and the police, even though the car that's taking him around is illegal, he's breaking the law twice there apparently. They don't do anything. Oh, you little scamp! You be on your way. If you're British, get in the car. It's funny how that works, really. So there's an Englishman harassed for wearing England shirt in England. So again, this is all playing into what I was saying the other day, where you're just going to get gangs forming left, right, and centre all over Britain, because it's not going to be long before the British start doing this as well, and they start thinking, do you know what? I'm tired of going out, being on my own, and just getting abuse from invaders. So what am I going to do? I'm going to talk to local people around me, start hanging out with them. We'll start going out in packs as well as the invaders do, and we'll get some punch-ups going. That's what it's leading towards. There's no other way that this is going to go. Okay, meanwhile in London, Canary Wharf is one of the most expensive areas in England's capital city. It's the heart of the UK financial capital where all the bankers work and hang out. Now it's quickly being turned into a third world slum, just like the rest of London. And there's a video of a load of fly tipping that has been been found in Canary Wharf. And it just looks like shitter. In my opinion, if you live anywhere in London, you're an idiot anyway. You're paying over the top prices for tiny accommodation, a tiny house or just a flat or something, when you could live outside of London, have a much bigger house for much less price, and you'll be living in the countryside. Why would anyone live in London? It's absolutely just baffling to me, completely baffling. Everyone that I've ever spoken to that's moved out of London has said, yeah, I love it out here. I couldn't move back to London now. I lived in London for 1 year and said, no, absolutely not. Screw this. I will never live in London again. So there's more videos circulating of Sadiq's London, foreign slums, just all over the place. There's one here of a collection of invaders just out on the street. They've basically taken over a road and they're just having a barbecue on the road. Just hanging out as if there's nothing to see here. Rather than doing it in their garden, it does look as if they might have a front garden, and I would have thought they would have a back garden with those houses as well. Rather than doing that, they do it out on the road to intimidate, to annoy people, basically, and so that people know that they are there and they're not going to, live as British people live. They're there to do what they want to do. And I guarantee you, if anyone calls the police on them, the police will just walk away. They wouldn't do a damn thing. They'd probably... do you know what? I guarantee they probably wouldn't even turn up. The second you say invaders, they just absolutely would not turn up. Just absolutely embarrassing, the police are. So once again, Essex police have arrested Holly England on suspicion of racial hatred. What is her crime? Well, she went to a march. That's it. She went to a march, and now she's getting done for racial hatred. That's how it works in Britain, and she's British, so they can fine her. So she's well up for grabs. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, we've gone through all the videos that I had set aside for today's episode, but we are 48 minutes in, so I'll do a couple more stories and then I'll finish up for everyone. So we have a bus here, quite a funny video actually, a travel green bus that's all electric, and it's being charged by a diesel generator. Brilliant. Now, who can tell me what's wrong with that? It's a green bus being charged by a diesel generator. Absolute absolute clown world we're living in now. It would be funny, well, it would be funnier if it wasn't so pathetic. But it's just unbelievably pathetic, and it's all because of our government's fault. And that's why Britain's ruined pretty much. UK government targets VPNs in online safety consultation as Lords vote for ban. Yeah, to be honest, we all knew this was coming. It's the same as the whole X endeavour that Keir Starmer's on a mission to destroy, and this is just part of the fodder, the fallout from Keir Starmer throwing all of his toys out of the pram. So if you don't want to give your face scan and everything else to the British government to prove that you're over 18, then you're not going to be online, basically. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to use the internet. And people will give in to it. I absolutely will not ever scan my face. Never. I refuse to do it. But I guarantee you 99% of Britain will. And that's how they'll get everyone to have digital IDs and all this other shit. And of course, by then it's too late 'cause it's already in place. So we have a few flyers popping up on X today, advertising Braintree and Wethersfield protest on Saturday, the 31st of January in Braintree Town, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Meet top of Bank Street and marching to the Fountain Market Square. If you are anywhere near Braintree and Wethersfield, please do attend. We have to give our government the message, the very clear message, with loads and loads and thousands and millions of people, showing them that we are absolutely not happy with the way this country has gone. Again, for me, the last straw really is going to be the next general election. If Green get in, if Labour get in, if Conservatives get in, if your party get in, I am out. I am done. I am out of this country straight away. I am just done with it. Yeah, that's pretty much my stance now. Absolutely. We have riots in Minneapolis. Federal agents shoot far-left armed suspect. Yeah, these lefties, they're getting a bit tasty now, aren't they? They never used to be like that. They all used to be the hippies, peace and love and all of that. But over the last few years, it's since they've been hanging around with the Muslim crowd, they've become quite indoctrinated, basically. And they've become quite violent. But anyway, that's all the news we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I've enjoyed myself. It's been fantastic. I love it. Have a good rest of the day and try to behave. If you can't behave, then don't get caught. Okay, nice one.